Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's story has completely shaken the Turkish entertainment industry and left fans speechless. It's about one of television's most admired duos, Cenk Torun and Mahasin Merabet, whose professional chemistry once lit up the screen in Azaret. But behind the elegant smiles and perfect harmony, a very different story has been unfolding. All the details are here in this video, so stay until the end, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the join button below to support the channel. Let's dive right in. For years, Cenk Torun and Mahasin Merabet were the face of balance and success in Turkish television. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, and their public image seemed almost flawless. They were admired not just as co-stars but as two people who respected and complimented each other deeply, both professionally and personally. Fans saw them as an example of grace under pressure, a reminder that fame and integrity could coexist. But yesterday, that image shattered in a matter of hours. A short, simple statement attributed to Cenk Torun appeared online, first through entertainment websites and then across social media. It read, "I'm getting a divorce because I'm no longer happy in my marriage." It was only one sentence, yet it hit like an earthquake. There was no polished press release, no lengthy explanation from his management, no attempt to soften the impact. Just those few words, stark and direct, and they were enough to send shockwaves through the media world. Within minutes, Cenk's name was trending across Turkey. Fans flooded social media with messages of disbelief, support, and speculation. Some asked whether the statement was real. Others began dissecting every recent public appearance, interview, and even the actors' on-set behavior during the final season of Azaret. The irony was bitter. Only a year ago, Cenk and Mahasin were being celebrated for their professionalism and connection. Their characters in Azaret had become a symbol of passion and resilience, and many viewers blurred the line between fiction and reality. The duo had attended award ceremonies together, always smiling and perfectly composed. Their interviews were measured, warm, and respectful. No one suspected the tension simmering beneath the surface. But as insiders now reveal, cracks had been forming for months. Sources close to the production say that the last season of Azaret was the most demanding one yet, with exhausting filming schedules, late-night script changes, and enormous pressure to maintain the show's record-breaking success. According to one crew member, the stress was visible. Everyone was tired. For Cenk and Mahasin, who were already under intense media scrutiny, the pressure doubled. What began as professional exhaustion slowly turned into emotional distance. Rumors started circulating on social media about disagreements, misunderstandings, and even coldness between the two actors during filming. At first, these whispers were dismissed as gossip, until Cenk's statement appeared and confirmed that something in his personal life had reached its breaking point. The reaction was immediate and divided. Some fans rushed to support him, praising his honesty. At least he's brave enough to admit he's unhappy. Sometimes ending things is better than pretending. Others criticized him for being so blunt, questioning whether such a personal announcement should have been made publicly without warning. And of course, a third group focused their attention on Mahasin, wondering how she would respond, or whether she would say anything at all. Mahasin's reaction, when it finally came, was the complete opposite of Cenk's. She didn't post on Instagram, she didn't issue emotional statements, and she didn't appear on camera. For 3 full days, she remained silent. That silence spoke louder than words. When she finally broke it, it was through a short, carefully worded message released by her team. "We thank everyone for their kind messages. Mahasin is taking time to focus on family matters with respect and care. She requests privacy during this period." It was dignified, measured, and consistent with the image she has always maintained, elegant, private, and respectful even in moments of turmoil. Meanwhile, media outlets scrambled to gather more information. Was this the end of a long-term relationship or something that had deteriorated only recently? Were there tensions on the set of Azaret that no one had noticed? And perhaps the most important question, how would this affect the future of the show that had made them both household names? The production team, according to multiple reports, was caught off guard. Contracts had been signed, filming dates scheduled, promotional appearances planned. Now, with personal matters spilling into the public eye, the studio faced a delicate challenge. How to continue the show without letting private issues disrupt the professional environment. Industry insiders say the team immediately began reorganizing filming schedules to accommodate both actors. Scenes involving Cenk and Mahassine were restructured or shortened. Writers were reportedly asked to adjust storylines subtly, to avoid story arcs that mirrored real-life events too closely. And marketing teams were instructed to focus on other cast members and the central plot instead of emphasizing the famous duo's on-screen connection. It's a familiar dilemma in the entertainment world. When real emotions cross into fiction, maintaining professional distance becomes nearly impossible. That's why contracts for major productions like Azarat often include personal conduct clauses, allowing networks to respond to situations that could harm the show's reputation or commercial interests. This doesn't mean misconduct occurred. It simply shows how fragile the balance is between personal life and professional obligation in show business. In the days following the announcement, fans split into camps. Some continue to defend both actors equally, acknowledging that everyone has a right to happiness and personal peace. Others, however, have taken sides, blaming one or the other, interpreting vague social media posts as clues, and reading between the lines of interviews. As always happens, emotion has overtaken reason. And yet, amid all the noise, there's something undeniably human about this story. At its core, it's about two people, two public figures, realizing that a chapter of their lives has ended. There's no scandal, no betrayal, no dramatic outburst. Just an acknowledgement of change and the courage to face it publicly. As one entertainment columnist wrote this morning, what Cenk and Mahassine are living through isn't the end of a fairy tale. It's the reality behind it. Sometimes, love stories evolve into lessons about self-respect and growth. Still, the professional consequences are real. Networks have already begun adjusting contracts, and several producers are reportedly approaching both actors for individual projects. Some insiders claim that Cenk has been offered a role in a new historical drama, while Mahassine has received multiple offers for brand endorsements, especially from fashion and lifestyle companies that value her composed image. Fans, on their part, continue to express admiration. One Twitter user wrote, "Even if they're not together anymore, Cenk and Mahassine gave us something beautiful with Azarat. I'll always remember their scenes." Another added, "They taught us that ending something doesn't erase the memories. It just means a new beginning." As the dust begins to settle, many are now reflecting on what this means for both of them individually. For Cenk Torun, the challenge will be to redefine his public image. Moving from the romantic hero of Azarat to a more independent figure, focused on craft rather than celebrity. For Mahassine Merabet, the focus will be maintaining her grace under scrutiny, proving that silence and dignity can still be powerful in a world that demands constant noise. And maybe that's the real takeaway from this story. That even in an industry obsessed with appearances, there are still those who choose authenticity over performance. Cenk spoke his truth, directly and without artifice. Mahassine chose silence, a quieter, but equally powerful response. Two different approaches to the same heartbreak, both deserving of respect. Before closing, let's take a step back and remember that behind every headline, there are real people dealing with real pain. We, as viewers, see only fragments, interviews, photos, and filtered posts. But what happens in private is far more complex than any script could ever show. And perhaps that's what makes this story resonate so deeply. It reminds us that even the stars we admire face the same emotional storms we all do. So now, dear viewers, we turn the question to you. Do you think Cenk was right to be so open about his unhappiness? Or do you believe Mahassine's silence was the more mature response? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and click join to support the channel. Your support helps us bring you more exclusive stories from the world of Turkish showbiz. Whatever the outcome, one thing is certain, Azarat will never be the same again. But maybe, just maybe, this ending will mark the beginning of something new for both Cenk Torun and Mahassine Merabet. Time will tell. Thank you so much for watching my video. See you in the next one. Take care, and goodbye.